Rob, do you mind? We've got, sorry, how many? Sorry, there's about 4 or 5 Robs in here. Just gentleman here with the glasses. Rob, my friend. Rob's comes in. Give him a round of applause. He's got a long way to go. Let him. How you doing, Rob?
Good,
there
mate,
we are.
Good.
So busy tonight. Busy.
Yeah.
Sorry, and keep it down, guys, please. The noise levels. Rob, I don't know. We've known each other for a while, right? And the most important thing as well is that obviously Rob. I know Rob way back from when I did my DVDs. That's over 20 years ago. Yeah. I do apologise. It must have been hard knowing me for that long. It's been tough. You got through it. Bless you. But I don't know if you know that. Did you know that I used to work in Davenport's Magic Shop in Charing Cross? No. Right. Okay. So I used to demonstrate in Davenport's Magic Shop, and anyone that was lucky enough to go to Davenport's, it was a real dusty, old, authentic magic shop in Charing Cross Undercourse Shopping Centre. Sadly no longer there, but I worked there for about maybe 5 years, sort of on and off demonstrating. And there was a friend of mine that used to work at the shop as well, a guy called Dean Atkinson, now lives in Australia, but a really good guy. We were kindred spirits, very good sense of humour, very much like Peter Nardi and myself and all the team at Alakazam. We have a very warped sense of humour. But when I was at Davenport's, me and Dean would always have this thing where we would try and not outdo each other, but just see if we could kind of get each other. And particularly on a Friday night, we would go out for drinks. So it'd be like end of the week, let's go out have a drink, a bit of a jam session, normally in Covent Garden, Leicester Square. And this is an effect that was the last trick that Dean ever performed for me. Not because he died in a car crash or anything, but purely because he did actually move to Australia. So we'll get back to those in a minute. But when you say to someone, do you have a favourite card? It's a weird question. Mm-hmm. Most people do not have favourite cards. They know cards and they might name one out of courtesy. Oh, Queen of Hearts is all right or whatever, but no one really has a favourite card. I do. And this is my favourite card. It is really old. This card is over, where are we now? 2026. So this, 25. So this is about 26 years old. It was the end of the 1990s, probably 99 that Dean left for Australia. And he did this trick on me where we were just coming out of the shop. So imagine we're just locking up the shop at Davenport's and we're heading off. And then like we're going for the last drinks before he leaves for Australia. And I see this card on the floor and I looked at him and I went, go on then, soothsayer. What's the card? Because at Davenport's, you'd see a card stuck on the ceiling, a card on the inside of a window and all that kind of stuff. Because magicians are always there, like setting up tricks and stuff. And Dean went, well, it'd have to be, and he named a card. He named what this card is. And I looked at him and went like this and was about to, and he was, well, no, you can't do that. You've got to have a look. So then I bent down. I mean, bearing in mind, this is an underground shopping concourse, so it was a bit dirty, a bit grubby, but I flicked the card over and it was exactly the card that he named. So for about 5 minutes when we were walking to the pub, I was absolutely blown away. I was going, that is unbelievable. It was that luck. Did you just get lucky? No, didn't get lucky. All the way through our drinks, he was saying, honestly, Mark, he goes, I just had a feeling. And I was going, did you? And then now I remembered a really famous story about a magician who used to kind of set this stuff up. And then I turned around to him and I said to him, Dean, I said, be honest. Did you set this? Is this one of your elaborate setups? And he said to me, I promise you I didn't. And I was like, right, fine. So I loved it. I thought it was just a unique moment. And then he was in Australia and we were emailing back and forth. This is before FaceTime and that kind of thing. And I said, you know, how's things going? Da 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 da. And at the end of it, P.S. Did you put that card there? And he admitted to it. He just went, yeah, I did, right? But what I loved was for about sort of 3 weeks, this was a mystery to me and I loved it. Now, obviously, Dean admitted to putting it there, so there is no mystery, right? However, we're going to try and create a mystery. Now, I'll tell you this now. I do this at every given opportunity, normally in social environments, but it doesn't always work. And I would say it works less than it actually does, if that makes sense. So it misses more than it hits, okay? So, and this is genuinely 26 years old, so I'm just gonna put it right there. We have a pack of cards, and it's important that you see that all these cards are different. So if I spread them like that, you'll see a good mixture of cards. They are genuinely all there, and you can take all the time in the world to look over the pack. You can see them, right?
Yeah.
I'll get rid of that there. Good.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, right now, I know you do magic, so there is a chance that you might have an idea of where some of those cards are. So I'm going to give them a shuffle like this. So you can see that they really do mix. And I'll give them a table shuffle as well, just so that we really know that these cards are genuinely mixed. So now, any order or sort of like beginning cards, end cards, etc., you now wouldn't know where those cards are.
No.
Fair enough. And you absolutely promise you have no idea what that card is.
Not at all.
Okay, all right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hand you the cards, and what you're going to do is you're going to place the cards underneath the table in dealing position. I'm left-handed, so I hold the cards in my right hand. You might hold the cards like this, whatever feels comfortable. So I'll give those to you there. If you put your hands underneath the table, and don't do this yet, I'm just going to explain what I want you to do. I want you to spread through those cards in a moment, and I want you to slide one card out. But don't look at it. Try to not, and all the audience, try not to look. But you're going to turn that card face up and put it on the top of the pack for now, and tell me when you've done that.
That's done.
That's done. So you've taken one card out, somewhere out of the middle of the pack. You've turned it face up and you've put it on top of the pack. Yes. So right now, don't do this, but if you were to bring your hands out, we would see what that card is. But for drama and theatre, I want you to cut that card into the middle of the pack. So give the cards one cut, about half, it doesn't have to be exact. And then if you bring the cards up now, there is now, once a moment ago, we spread those cards face up across the table. You saw that they were all face up and all very different and mixed. I shuffled them twice, and then you've taken the cards underneath. And now you've created a unique situation in that deck, and that is that one of those cards is facing the other way round. But you don't know what that is. Now, if we turn over the cards like this, and you'll see that the 4 of hearts is staring us in the face. So we know that that's not the reversed card. So if we do this, you'll see that that face down card is inside the middle of that pack. We'll go all the way through. So now we can gauge what cards it's not because we can see them, but we can see one card face down in the middle of that pack. Fair enough? If we, and I'll try this as best I can, but if I do this, you'll see that the card that is face up in the middle of that pack just so happens to be the Queen of Hearts. And I love it when this happens, because this isn't a mystery that we just orchestrated. This is a mystery that you have just created the final ending to, because that is the Queen of Hearts. Well done. So, there we are.